Okay, let's go ahead and start. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनाम् अग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणाम् अधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि नमः श्रीतुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे Hari Om. So far we have seen till the 12th Chopai in this Hanuman Chalisa. So now let us chant until the 12th Chopai. Okay? श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुरु सुधारि बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जस जोदायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवारु सुमति के संगी कंचन बरण विराज सुबेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराज कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साज शंकर स्वयं केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मनु बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज समारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाय श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाय रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई. So that's where we had stopped last time. So when Rama was in great distress, seeing Lakshmana unconscious, Hanuman ji brought that life-saving herb at the advice of Sushena, and Lakshmana was revived from that. So this made Sri Ramchandra ji so happy. He hugged Hanumanji tightly and started praising him and said that he is as much dear to him as Bharata is. So when Bhagavan embraces, I said, Guruji said this one, that he puts his heart in the devotee's heart. Okay. So, and why Rama said Hanumanji is like Bharata and not like Lakshmana? See, Lakshmana's seva and devotion were like in person. He could not do those things in absentia. Okay, so that was his privilege to be with Sri Ramchandra ji, and that gave him joy. But Bharata continued to work for Sri Ramchandra ji only, but staying away from Sri Ramchandra ji. And uh, so both did the seva for Sri Ramchandra ji. Okay, and people remember Ramji and they meditate on Sri Ramchandra ji also. But Ramji remembers Bharata all the time in his heart. Okay, so in Sri Ramcharitmanas, we see when Bharata came looking for Sri Ramchandra ji in the forest, he met Guha in Shringaverpur. Okay, at that time, Guha tells Bharata, Sri Ramchandra ji was awake the whole night and he was remembering you all through the night. At the same time, when Bharata goes to Prayagraj and he takes the Tirtha Snana there. And when you do that one, you can wish for something and that will come true. And what is it that he wishes there? He says, Aratana Dharamana Kamaruchi Gatina Chahau Nirabana Janama Janamarati Ramapada Yaha Baradanuna An. So he says, no, I don't want the result of any dharma that I have done. I do not want any desires like wealth, or anything like that. And I don't even want moksha. Then what is it but that Bharata wants? And he says, every janma that I take, all I want is that I should have devotion for the feet of Sri Ramchandra ji. So, and Sri Bharata is a very powerful character. We see that he had great tyaga and great vairagya and great devotion also. So he goes back to Ayodhya with the blessings of Sri Ramchandra ji, and he rules over Ayodhya as Sri Ramchandra ji's trustee, not as a king there. And that was the love that they had between Sri Ramchandra ji and Bharata. So when Ramji tells Hanuman ji, Hanuman, you are dear to me like Bharata, you can understand the pure affection that Sri Ramchandra ji had towards Bharata, and the same thing towards Hanumanji. So, but Hanumanji, we can say he's a combination of Lakshmana and Bharata, because he served Ramji staying close to him, and also he served staying away from him also. So the great recognition is when Bhagavan himself praises his devotees. Okay, and so, but we should remember Ramji was not comparing, like Bharata, Lakshmana, and Hanumanji. Same way, Lakshmana was also not comparing Bharata, Hanuman, and himself. Hanumanji was not comparing Bharata, Lakshmana, and himself also. But we are the one who compare, and we want to see who is high. But Bhagavan does not compare us at all. And he has same love for all of us. But we should see, are we ready to receive that love? Is our mind pure enough to receive that love? So, in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, who is the devotee that he loves the most? That is the Bhakti Yoga chapter there. So he says, one who is free from ego, one who is compassionate towards all the beings, and who has dedicated his mind and intellect to me, and the one who is free from joy, envy, fear, and anxiety, to whom the censure and praise are equal. He is very dear to me. So the lesson from this Chopai is, we may have thousands of things to do, okay? But we should see that one thing that we can do for showing our devotion towards God. Okay, so one little surrender Okay, that we have to say, Bhagavan, you are everything. Okay, I give up and you work through me. Okay, so be quick in action. Hanuman went and came back very fast, and he did Bhagavan's work there. So, how, in the beginning, it is very hard to have the total surrender. But little things, if we keep on remembering that, we will be able to surrender completely to Bhagavan. And then he will get everything done through us. That's all. Okay. So that was the last class we saw that was Chaupai. Now we will continue our Hanuman Chalisas, next few Chaupais. Today, actually, we are going to see about 4 Chaupais in this class. Okay. So we'll be going fast now. So uh, 13, 14, and 15th Chaupai, they go together. So the idea behind this Chaupai is the importance of glory of Stuti. Stuti is praise. Okay, so first it was Ramji, on whom, what I meant was, it is, we all meditate on Ramji and we do the praise of Sri Ramchandraji also, but Bhagavan himself praised Hanumanji. So the one who is the Lord of the universe, Jagadishwara, praises Hanumanji and hugs him tight to his heart. So let us see the Chaupais 13, 14, and 15. Okay. सहस बदन तुम रो यश गावै, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावै, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिषा, यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहीं सके कहाते. Okay, let us see the 13th Chaupai. As kahi Shripati Kanta Lagave. Kanta Lagave. Embracing him, Lord Rama, Asakahi. He said, and what did he say? Sahasa Badana Tumuro Jasa Gavai. Who is Sahasa Badana? The 1,000-faced one or 1,000-hooded one, that is Sheshanaga. And Tumuro Yashigave. So even he sings your glories. So here he says, Asakahi Shripati. Who is Shripati? That is Lakshmipati, but here it is Sri Ramchandraji. So Sahasa Badana. Badana is the mouth and Sahasa is 1,000, and that is, as I said, it is Sheshanag. And Sheshanag represents timelessness. Okay. And snake is a symbol of death. And what is death? Change is the death. We are not afraid of dying, but we are afraid of change in our life. Okay. And it is said, Kalo Jagat Bakshaka. Time devours the whole world, but Sheshanag is eternal. So when it is says, Sahasa Vadana Tumuro Yasagave, it means glories of Hanuman will be sung as long as the creation is there, or even beyond the creation. Here, Ramji is saying, even Lakshmana, okay, the incarnation of the 1,000-hooded Sheshanag, shall keep singing your fame. That is Hanumanji's fame. Why? Because Hanuman gave life to him. And he was lying unconscious in the lap of Bhagwan. And Hanumanji brought that booty. And Sushena helped to revive Lakshmana. And so when Bhagwan says, other meaning that you can take is, when Bhagavan says that 1,000-hooded snake Shesha is singing our glories, what it means is, even 1,000 mouths is not enough to sing the glories of Hanumanji. In Sri Ramcharitmanas, again and again, Tulsidas ji writes that, Saraswati Devi, she could not describe the thing, any prasanga that was there. And then it also says, even Sheshanaga, with his 1,000 mouths, he could not describe also. And me, Tulsidas ji, a little human being, how can I describe everything? So this is repeated again and again in Sri Ramcharitmanas also there. So saying this, Jagadishwara of this universe, in physical form, he held Hanumanji to his heart. See, there is joy in owning things, possessing things, but there is a different kind of joy being owned by somebody. Being claimed, saying that you belong to me. That is a different kind of joy that we can experience. So that is what is communicated by Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji to Hanumanji here. And he says, hey Hanuman, you are mine. Thank you for everything you have done for me. That is the contentment and fulfillment of a devotee. So when can that happen? Only, see, if with the I, that is ego, if I'm searching for Bhagavan, there is no space for Bhagavan. But when that I goes away, okay, and there is no longer this experiencer, because he has become one with Bhagavan. That alingana, that hug that Sri Ramchandra ji gave to Hanuman, that is what represents here. That oneness, that he has become one with Bhagavan. There is a bhajan that says, Jab mai tha, tab hari nahi. Ab hari hai, mai nahi. So when that I, ego was there, Bhagavan was not there. Now only Hari is there, and there is no I, the ego. Okay, so continuing, the next two dohas, 14 and 15, here Tulsidas ji says, I'm speechless. Seeing that scene. What is that scene? Bhagavan embracing Hanumanji, and Hanumanji doing abhishek of Bhagavan's feet with his tears of devotion. And Bhagavan bathing Hanuman with the tears of joy. Seeing this scene, Tulsidas ji says, I don't think I can describe. I can make justification. So how does he represent that? So he makes others sing the glories of Hanuman. So here let us see the Chopais 14 and 15. Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisa Narad Sarad Sahita Ahisha Jama Kubera Dikapal Jahate Kavi Kovida Kahi Sake Kahante. So we have already chanted this one. So here Sanakadi. So Tulsidas ji says Sanaka and others. So who are those? Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. They are the first mind-born sons of Brahmaji. And then Brahmadi, Brahma and Adi. So Brahmaji and others. That means Brahmaji and other deities like Indra, Varuna, Agni and all that. And Munisha, great Munis. That means, who is a Muni? Mananashila, the one who contemplative people. Those are Munis. So it is not just the devotees of the Lord who are singing glories of Hanumanji, but even the Munis are also singing the glories of Hanumanji. Then comes Narada, Sarada, Sahita Ahisha. So Naradji, Saraswati with Ahisha. So normally we translate the word Ahisha as Sheshnag. But Bhagavan already said Sahasa Badana here. So we have already taken Sheshanaga into consideration. So here the word Ahisha actually stands for Lord Vishnu, who is lying on the serpent bed. Or you also can say Ahisha is Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva wears all kinds of serpents on his body. Ahisha is a snake. Now, who is Narada? Naram dadati iti Narada. It says, one who gives devotion. And Guruji says he is the earliest missionary. He took the vow that he will spread the devotion in everybody's house in Kali Yuga. That is Narada. And it is Naradji who transformed Ratnakar into Valmiki. And also he transformed Dhruva also. He helped him. So he is the one who made even Ravana become a devotee of Rama. So you all must be wondering, when did Rama become devotee of, when did Ravana become devotee of Ravana, right? Okay, see, Narada said, that Sri Ramchandraji, actually Narada puts the thought of Sri Rama as an enemy in Ravana's mind. Okay, so what happens for Ravana? He's always thinking of the enemy. How am I going to conquer? Day and night, he's thinking of Rama, Rama, Rama. So this is also a kind of devotion. When I read Bhagavatam long time ago, there when Hiranyakashipu, the story comes, there it is written that Hiranyakashipu, he was so scared. Every day and night he thought of Lord Vishnu. And so he also was a bhakta. And in the Bhagavatam, there is a word given, but it is not coming to my mind. I tried this evening, let me think of it, but it did not come.
Is it Vaira Bhakti, Amma?
Vaira Bhakti. Thank you, Hema. Thank you.
No problem.
It is Vaira Bhakti. Bhakti in being an enemy. So that is how Narada made even Ravana devotee of Sri Ramchandraji here. So, and that Narada also sings the glories of Hanumanji. And all of them, they're standing there, stunned, seeing that love of Bhagavan for Hanumanji. And they were all spellbound. Then we see Yamakubera Dikapala Jahate. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I have different things here. Okay. And who is this Yama? So he is god of death. And Kubera. Kubera is the treasurer of God. And Dikpala. Those are the guardians of directions. And all praise you, Hanumanji. They sing the glories of the fame that Hanuman helped revive Lakshmana. Or you can say here Sanakadi, the mind-born sons of Brahmaji. For them, the poetry flows spontaneously. They don't have to sit down and try to compose something. And they are also stunned in silence. And Brahmaji, with his 4 heads, he is incapable of saying anything. And Naradji, who is ever talking. But Naradji is also astonished at this moment, seeing that love. And Saraswati, who is the embodiment of literature, vocabulary, poetry, she is also searching for words, how to describe the glories of Hanumanji. Then, how can an ordinary poets and scholars Kavi Kovida be able to describe? Or you can say another meaning. Yama, Shani, and Dikpalas all were imprisoned by Ravana. It is said Indra used to take care of the horses of Ravana, and Shani was hung upside down because he would not do what Ravana wanted him to do. And it is said some of the deities worked in Ravana's kitchen cutting vegetables. And when Hanumanji went looking for Sitaji, he saw the fate of all these devatas, and he helped them to become free. So, and they are so indebted to Hanumanji, and they cannot completely sing the glories of Hanumanji also. Then how can an ordinary poets and pandits are able to describe Hanumanji? Kavi Kovid kahin, sake kahan te. Okay, if they cannot do that, Tulsidas ji says, poet like me, how can I sing the glories of Hanumanji? If Tulsidas ji says that he cannot sing, how can we ordinary human beings can sing the glories of Hanumanji? But we are so egoistic, and we say, yes, we can do that one. And we say, yes, we chant the glories of Hanumanji. And we say we know everything, but we know nothing. When you know everything, you realize you know nothing at all. So this is the Chopa is where Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisha Narada Sarada Sahita Ahisha Yamakubera Dikapal Jahate Kavi Kovida Kahin Sakai Kahate. Now moving on, okay. So what did Hanumanji do? That Tulsidas ji says in the next two chopais. तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाय राजपद देना तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण मान लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना. So let us see the 16th word here. तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाय राजपद देना. So Tuma, that is Hanumanji, he helped Upakar, he helped Sugriva. And in the next one it is Vibhishana. So Hanumanji helped Sugriva and Vibhishana to become kings of their places. What did Hanumanji get from that one? Guruji writes, Hanuman expects nothing for himself, and he always remains as a servant of the Lord. This is the greatness of Hanumanji. Hanumanji was not a king, but he was a king maker. He made Sugriva and Vibhishana both to become the kings. So now let us see where Sugriva was crowned as the king of Kishkinda. Tumu upukara Sugriva hikina Ram milaye Rajapad Dinha. So, Hanumanji, you did a great favor. Tumu upakar Sugrivaikina and Rama Milaya, making him meet Lord Rama, and you gave him Rajapadadina, kingship over Kishkinda, and Rajapada you can also take it as refuge at the feet of Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra ji. So, Raja is king. Pada can be like the pada, just like a director and all that, you have the positions. So like that here, kingship, Raja Pada. And also you can say pada is the feet of Raja. And that is Raja is Sri Ramchandra ji. So both ways you can take the meaning here. So this way, Hanumanji gave Sugriva both bhukti and mukti. Bhukti is the worldly attainments, like kingship of the Kishkinda, and mukti, that is the getting in like a surrendering to Bhagwan's feet. So Hanumanji made it available for Sugriva both bhukti and mukti here. So you can, that's why it is Rajapada. So he got the Rajapada and also Ramapada. Both he got. So now I'm going to tell you the story that you all know. But to get into this Chopai, we need to know this story. So briefly, I'm going to mention this story. So we all know Sugriva and Vali. They were brothers, and they lived in peace and harmony in Kishkinda. Vali was the king, and Sugriva was the crown prince. One day, late at night, the demon Mayavi comes and challenges Vali for a duel. And it was night. And in the night, the demons become more strong. And so Sugriva says, Vali, don't go now. You can go in the morning, because these demons become very strong. Actually, in darkness, all our negativities also become strong. Lust, passion, drinking, everything. All negativities become strong in darkness only. So, but Vali was very, very proud of his strength. So he did not listen to Sugriva, and he rushed out of the palace to confront that Mayavi. So Sugriva also followed Vali, hoping to help him or see what he can do at that time. But that demon, instead of fighting Vali there, he ran towards a cave. Why cave? Because cave is dark all the time, night and day. So that he wanted to make sure that his strength will be there in the darkness, day and night. But Vali, before entering that cave, following that Mayavi to kill him, he told Sugriva, don't worry, I'm going to win the war with him and I'll be back. But, just in case something goes wrong, you wait here for 2 weeks. And then if I don't come even in 2 weeks, you go to Kishkinda and you take care of the kingdom. So Sugriva sat patiently outside the cave. He was able to hear all the roaring of Vali and the Mayavi going on. And it went on and on, not 2 weeks, even 1 month passed. And Sugriva waited patiently, hoping Vali is going to come out. But instead of Vali, what came? A stream of blood started coming from the cave. And all that roaring stopped completely. It became very silent. Sugriva got scared. Maybe Vali did die. And that Mayavi is going to come after me now. So he took a big, huge boulder and he covered the mouth of the cave, and then he came back to Kishkinda. He was very, very sad. And he narrated this whole story to the ministers and all. The minister said, a kingdom cannot be without a king. So you should become the king. Sugriva did not like it, but he was forced to become a king. So Sugriva sat on the throne of Kishkinda. After a few days, Wali came back. He was so angry because the mouth of the cave was closed with a huge boulder. So he felt Sugriva must have done it right after I went inside the cave because he wants my kingdom. So he came to Kishkinda, saw Sugriva sitting on the throne, and he dragged him down and started kicking. Sugriva tried to say something, but Wali would not let him say his side of the story. Sugriva got very scared and he ran out of Kishkinda and he started running all around the world. But Wali was following him wherever he went. Wali not only tried to kill Sugriva, he took away his wife also. And Sugriva remembered that only place that Wali cannot come is that Rishyamukha mountain. So he went there with his ministers and Jambavan, Hanumanji, Nala and Nila and other people, and he started living there. Even though he knew that Wali cannot come and kill him, still he lived in fear all the time. Because Wali used to send some powerful people to kill Wali, but kill Sugriva. But Sugriva was protected by Hanuman there. And then what happened? You all know, Sugriva saw two very handsome young men walking, and that was Ram and Lakshman. They were coming towards Kishkinda looking for Sugriva because Shabari had told them, you go there and ask for help from him and he will be able to help you. And Sugriva sees these two and he gets scared. Oh, here comes two other people to kill me. And he starts running. Hanumanji says, why are you acting like a real monkey now? Stop running. Let us inquire and see who they are. Let me go. I will see and I'll come back. And Hanumanji takes the form of a little Brahmin boy. And since Hanumanji approached Bhagavan in disguise, Bhagavan also concealed his true nature. So he introduced himself as just as two sons of Dasharatha, Rama and Lakshmana, and saying that we are here to follow the father's wishes, and Janaki, my wife, beautiful wife, she has been kidnapped and we are looking for Sugriva here to ask for help. And when he says that one, Hanumanji realizes that he is his Lord. And so he gives up his Brahmin boy disguise and he shows his real form as Hanumanji there. And Bhagwan also shows him who he is. And then Hanumanji carries Ram and Lakshman on his shoulders near to Rishyamukha to meet Sugriva. And Sugriva Actually, Hanumanji introduced both, and he made friendship between Sugriva and Bhagwan, and keeping the fire as the witness. It is said Sugriva, symbolizing man, is like the inert wood that is brought to life by the fire of consciousness. But the wind, representing the Guru, stimulates the fire to blaze into light and warmth. Then meeting of man and God takes place. Here Sri Ramchandraji, forgetting all his problems, promised Sugriva that he would help him regain his kingdom and also his wife. See, it is the nature of a human being to doubt everything. And we doubt even Bhagavan. Bhagavan has to prove to us that he is powerful. That's what Sugriva did too. Sugriva wants to see how strong Sri Ramchandraji is. He doesn't take him as Bhagavan. He sees him as a human being. And Bhagavan, to show and bring confidence in Sugriva, first he just with his toes, he makes the pile of that bones of Dadichi. Not Dadichi, I'm sorry. What was his name? Dundubi. Scatter away. See, that Mayavi, that who had come to fight with Wali, was actually brother of this Dundubi. He had come to fight with Wali to take revenge. Anyway, and here Dundubi's skeleton was lying there. Why? Because Wali had killed Dundubi and tossed his body towards the Rishyamukha mountain where Matanga Muni lived. And Matanga Muni was very upset when he saw this one, and he cursed Wali that if he ever comes to Rishyamukha mountain, he will perish. Okay, so here, coming back to the where Bhagavan was trying to put confidence in Sugriva. So there, he just with his toe, he spreads all those bones away from the Rishyamukha mountain. But Sugriva is not convinced yet. So at that time, Sri Ramchandraji shoots an arrow that goes through 7 sala trees, makes hole, and then comes back to its quiver. Then Sugriva realizes, yes, Sri Rama is able to help him. And Sri Ramchandraji tells Sugriva to call Wali for a duel. So Wali's wife Tara says, don't go, because unless there is somebody who is very strong and backing Sugriva, he would not come and ask you to come for a fight. But Wali, with his ego, he says, no, let me go and finish up Sugriva. This is what I always wanted to do. But what happens in the first round, Bhagwan doesn't help Sugriva. Sugriva gets beaten up very, very bad. And Sugriva runs away from Wali. And then he complains to Bhagwan. See, you did not help me. Look at my state now. Sri Ramchandraji moves his hand on the body of Sugriva, and all the pain and the wounds are gone. And he also says why he was not able to help Sugriva, because they look alike. So then Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji tells, call Wali again for the second round. But this time, we are going to put a mala around your neck so that I know who is Sugriva and who is Wali. So, this time, Bhagwan is able to shoot Wali, okay, and Wali falls down, and Wali, looking at the form of Sri Ramchandraji, closes his eyes. That means he reached Sadgati. This is a story in brief. There is plenty of details in between, but I did not want to go through all the details here. See, and then what happens? Ramji instructs Lakshmana to go to Kishkinda and coronate Sugriva as the king. So, tumu upukar Sugriva hi kina, Rama milaye Rajapati dina. So, you helped Sugriva in regaining his kingdom by making him meet Sri Ramchandraji. And actually, what it means is, without you, Hanuman, Sugriva would not have been able to do anything at all. So that is the greatness of Hanumanji. But the phrase that Rama Milaya Tulsidas means that Sugriva did not have the merit to meet Lord Rama. It is Hanuman who brought him there here. And that's why Hanuman is known as Sugriva's one and only friend. Yeah. So, as I said, Rajapada has two different meanings. And now, when Tulsidas ji says this, it is like telling Hanuman ji, you blessed Sugriva. Now you bless all of us also. We, the incapable beings, too. Let your grace and blessings be on us also. So now, let's look at the symbolism of this episode. I told you the story just to come to this symbolism. Okay, so now, first is Rishyamukha mountain. Rishyamukha mountain was right next to Kishkinda. Sugriva ran around the whole world to save himself from Wali, who was chasing him. What it means? When the solution is right there, we search for it everywhere. When Bhagavan is right in our heart, and we try to look for him outside the world everywhere. And the cause of suffering of Sugriva, what is the symbolism about that one? So this is about the karmas, the what is called the results of our past actions, the karmas. So we get the joy and sorrow. That is the fruits in what we call karma phala here. This karma phala doesn't leave us. Wherever we go, it will follow us. And that is Wali. Symbolizes that karma phala that follows us wherever we go. But there is only one place where you can go where the power of this karma phala becomes less tolerable. And that is Rishyamukha mountain. See the word Rishyamukha, Rishi Mukha. Whenever a sadhaka turns his mukha, his mind towards rishis, meaning turning the mind towards the teachings of the rishis and having satsang, that is when we find some solace. Then we are freed from the fear of karma phala. See, we cannot run away from the destiny, but through satsang, we can insulate ourselves from the resultant of like a result of distress. During satsang, what happens? The mind gets purified and we begin to recognize our Guru. And with the attunement with Guru, the Lord that is residing in our heart becomes visible to us. And that vision destroys all our karmas. Then the next thing is we see the misunderstanding that happened between Sugriva and Vali. This is where we see the prarabdha and purushartha come. See, if you look at Sugriva, what wrong did he do for going through all that experiences? Vali came back and accused him of greed, and he threw him out of the Kishkinda. But in Sugriva's life, we cannot find any immediate cause for this. But we know as Vedanta students, there is no result without any cause. Some things we have done in the past come to us in the present as prarabdha. It may be good or it may be bad. But how we are going to handle the situation, there is the predominance of purushartha. This doesn't mean, we will be, we will not be suffering because of our previous karmas. But between prarabdha and purushartha is more powerful than prarabdha. Prarabdha brings a situation in front of you, but how we are going to handle, that is in our hand. That is purushartha. That is free will. And that determines what our future is going to be also. For example, our habits. We are born with some habits, and that is our prarabdha. But if we want to get rid of that, okay, that is purushartha. We can with self-effort. Swami Chandrasekhara Bharati of Sringeri Math, he was asked a question regarding this purushartha and prarabdha. Swamiji, first thing he said was, do you think there are two things? Prarabdha and purushartha? No. Purushartha becomes prarabdha. And prarabdha that comes in front of us, we can change the future without purushartha. He gives the example, a man took a nail and he drove that nail into the wall, hitting that nail 20 times. And after that, he forgot about that nail. 15 years later, he saw that nail and he said, who put this nail here? I want to take it out. So he tried to pull it. One time, two times, three times, it wouldn't come. So he was blaming whoever that person who put that nail into the wall. Then, somebody like saying, he says, sir, you are the one who nailed that nail. And you hit it 20 times. But now you're trying to pull it out by one time, trying once, twice, or thrice. It's not going to happen. If you want to pull it out, you have to do 20 plus 1 effort. So we forget what we do. But here we can change our prarabdha for the future here. And we have to be very careful also, when we use this purushartha, our free will. We should be very careful about what is it that we are looking in our life. So I'm going to stop here because I see that there are at least 2-3 pages of symbolism still left from this episode. So we will continue in our next class. So today is Sita ji was going to chant the Hanuman Chalisa. So all of us, including me, I'm going to mute, and Sita ji, please start the Hanuman Chalisa.
Yes, Gita ji, Hari Om. ओम श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसो जो दायक फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तेहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज और ध्वजा विराजय शंकर राजय कांधे मूंज जने उसाजय शंकर स्वयं केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र जी के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि संभाई सहस बदन तुम रो यश गावें यश अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावें सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित अहिषा यम कुबेर देखपाल जहाँ ते कवि कोविद कहु सके कहाँ ते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीना राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर बानो लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानो प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जल दिलांगी गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम रे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैठारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकतै कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम राय सिर ताजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुमरे पासा सादर हो रघुपति के दासा तुमरे भजन राम को भावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त काई और देवता चित्तन धरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटै मिटै सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जो सतवार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्ध साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूरति रो राम लखन सीता सहेत हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय जय थैंक यू
Thank you, Sita. So next week it's Hema's turn to chant, and hopefully Hema won't have the sore throat by next week. Bhagavan will take care of it, no problem. Okay, so we will stop here, and so we will meet next week. Okay. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात्
पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात्
पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णस्य
पूर्णस्य
पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
ॐ
ॐ शान्ति
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 शान्तिः।
शान्तिः।
हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो
श्रीगुरुभ्यो
नमः।
नमः। हरिः
हरिः
ॐ। हरि ओम एवरीवन। हरि ओम।
हरि